Here we go.
Thank you a lot, Andy. Good morning, everyone in Belgium, from about Belgium here. We'll share my screen, and then we can go off. So today I will talk about using Google to become safer schools. I'm Gwen Carmans from Belgium. I'm a Google Educator Level 1 and 2, and I'm following the course Innovator via 22 for this moment. I'm working at a group of schools in Belgium, and we have for about 50 schools, more than 2,500 teachers. So we are a large group of schools, and safety is a very important aspect in our thing that we are doing every day. And today I will talk a little bit about safety and the connection with Google. So in the presentation, small presentation for you guys. We think that when we go to a good learning process, we need also good supporting processes, infrastructure, safety, ICT, human resources is very important to get a good educational process too. So that's very important for us. So imagine if you're a teacher and you're entering a class and always the half of the lights in your classroom are broken, or the electricity always crashes when you want to project your class, your lessons, due to unsafe electric circuits. When a child is hurt and there is no procedure to help that child, if you're not aware of the quality of air in your classroom, imagine that. Imagine if you're a teacher and the internet is always dropping when you want to do something with the internet. When the school administration receive an envelope with a white powder in it, and they don't know how to handle, it's a big problem. When the evacuation signal is going, and no one knows how to handle, it's a big problem, of course. So if you know all that stuff, would you send your own child to a school like that? I have two children. I wouldn't send my children to a school like that. So in Belgium, when we have inspection, when inspectors are coming to the schools, they always check two things. They check the educational processes, and they check also the safety processes. And they give colors to the advice. We have red, orange, green, and blue. So they look, they see, they feel, they talk, and they afterwards they make a report, and they judge. They say this is your school. And what does this color mean? Red, that there are a lot of points for improvement. Things are not so good. Everything should be much better. Orange, a little bit is all right, but not so much. So a lot of points could and should be better. Green, everything is fine. You're handling well. Everything is okay. Good processes, good things. And blue, you're an example for other schools. So that are four colors which they are using when they do an inspection at our schools in Belgium. So if we have a report with the color, and we have orange or red, we have to turn it to green or blue, because when it's a bad report, we have problems in our schools. We have to improve things, that things would get much better. So the problem in our group of schools was that safety was not the highest issue. Infrastructure was not the highest issue. So a lot of the times that we had inspection, we had orange or we had red, and that was a problem for a group of schools. So we had to think about how we could bridge the bad reports into good reports to make schools better on the level of safety, on the level of infrastructure. And on that moment, Google came to us, and we used Google to do things on another way. And I will show you in a few minutes how we did that. So what was Dr. Google's plan? We should go to a new healthy culture of growth on this level and also sharing knowledge. We should reanimate dead processes. A lot of processes in our group of school on this safety level were unknown or even not used. It was a big problem. We should give and we give lessons to teachers about safety and also to the children. We created an interactive dashboard, Google site, connected to other stuff, where users are a part of ownership. So also teachers, students can use that dashboard. We used, of course, the connected Google methodology, and we create also innovative community. A lot of principals are gathering to share ideas and so on and so on. So the result is that there are now happy clients. The clients are the teachers, the children, and the doctor, the inspector is also happy. So happy school, happy teachers, happy students, happy parents, happy inspectors. So the interactive dashboard, it's a Google site with connection to Google Forms, with connection to Google Data Studio and things like that. I will demonstrate you in a few minutes small things of that site. This is a strong image before the end of 2018. I've noticed all the schools. I've blurred it so that you can see which school it is. We had advices orange and reds. And then at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, we started to use Google methodology in these processes. We turned on into green, orange, and blue fields. So blue is an example, and we like that. The orange, I don't, or we don't like it. We have to get rid of it, but we see a lot of green areas. So they appreciate the evolution that we had on the methodology using Google items. So I will show it again from orange and red into green and blue and the small parts orange. But okay, it's like it is. So we did this process integrating Google systems to go from red and orange into green and blue. So unstructured processes went into structured processes, and that's the game we want to play, of course. So conclusion, if there is a no, it's possible, but it's the start of a changing, it could be the start of a changing process into a yes, if you really want to go for it. A no is a good thing because it's probably and hopefully a start or to a yes. Connecting the world, connecting schools, connecting everything, and also for supporting educational process, not only on the level of education, but also on the level of safety and infrastructure, and also implementing a culture of innovation on the safety level. There's a lot of work to do. It's not easy to do this project, but it's really fun too. So it's nice. So I will give a quick demo. I will show you a Google site incorporated, embedded with Google Forms, Google Sheet, Google Data Studio, Google Slides, and YouTube Movies. And I will show you very fast how we had those evolution in key performance indicators on the safety environment, how we can use photo portfolios on the level of safety, how we can implement safety education in our classroom. It's very important too. How we can use a dashboard to start an emergency plan. How we can put in first aid actions into a database and generating reports it by using a QR. I will show you how we can use an online reporter for unsafe situation in our class, in our school, also by using a QR. How we can control the quality of air in our classrooms, also by using a QR, and how we can use action cards for the management. They have to know what's good, they have to know what's wrong, and they have to know which action will be needed to improve the system. It can cost money, it can cost people, but things should move, should improve. So the first thing I want to show you is a dashboard. It's a Google site every school or a group of schools, and we have for about 50 schools, has this site, Google site, safety for the school. And you see, this is one for the elementary schools. It's funny. Uh, People or do like it. It's with pictos. Children like it. And the first thing I want to show, it's on the first page. We call it the key performance indicator, and it's every year the we got inspection, internal inspection, and they are walking into our schools, and they make reports that this is okay, this is not okay, and they judge, they give an indicator, and we put it on the site so that we can see with how they are growing. So, for example, this is a very nice example. In 2018, this school had 52% of performance. And the last time, 2022, there were only one or two remarks. So they grow into 95% of key performance. It's a great improvement that they did there. Another thing I want to show you is a photo portfolio. Each time we do an evacuation exercise, we take pictures and we put it on the site, not only of the good things but also of the bad things, so that the teachers afterwards can show it to the children in their classes. That's very important for us, the visibility, and we always work with PDCA, the Plan, Do, Check, Act methodology. It's very important uh, for a group of school. It's the basing of everything. We have also safety education in the classroom. So here we put it on movies from YouTube. How about evacuate on our school? This is for children of the elementary schools. So here they learn how to evacuate with a snake, and you know it, with a rope. Also safety on school. It are these are movies, especially for those children of those ages. It's very, how can I say, low profile that they can, and it's not spoken, so that not Dutch speaking people also can learn about these issues. So we have a lot of information on the dashboard that teachers can use in the class, and that the children will get better in this. In the safety improvement processes. Another thing I want to show you is our internal safety plan. It's on the home page. So what is it? Is it, for example, when the administration receives an envelope with white powder, they need to handle, when they have to think about what do I have to do now, that's a problem. So we created a visual internal safety plan. So for example, here it's an envelope with white powder. So they click on it and they see all the processes that they need to do in case of that emergency. So for example, when there is a hostage in the school, they have to know what they have to do. On that moment, they don't have to click anymore. They should it do before. So we prepare them before, we do exercises with them, so that they can use it when it's needed. Another thing I want to show you, I like it very much. Inspection likes it very much too. It's to put in, how can I say, to put in is first aid actions in the dashboard. So when a child is hurt, we have to take care of that child. So we have an application on the site. So with the QR, the QR is hanging out in the room where the child is taken care of, and when the everything is done, they have to put in a system what they did, and it's with a QR and it's connected to a Google form. So we have to say, Ivan, which date is it today? The name of the victim? Is it the teacher? Is it the student? And so forth and so forth. Which class do you are? Is it sickness or is it an accident? Describe what happened and which thing was done? Is it was the cutting accident? Did you fall? Things like that. And also, what did we do? Did we let the people rest? Get some ice on the elbow and things like that. So all the data is put it in a database, a Google form. It's connected to a Google Sheet, and then with that data we give reports to the teachers and also to the principals. And the reports, we wanted that they analyze it and that they do something with it. And it's looking like this: a report, the first aid report, plan, do, check, act, always, and then we have the data incorporated in the document. So here we see when the accidents took place, September until June of each year, which the victims are, teachers, students, and so forth, which classes they are, what happened, and also the word clouds with the things that occurred in the school. So also with the summary for the principal, so that they can talk about it and do something with it. Another thing I want to show is, and I will take this one, is the air quality in our classrooms. And I have a small thing that I want to see. It's the last part because it's almost time. So in another school, we use QR and we put it into our classrooms. And every QR is linked to a Google form, and they have to measure the CO2 items, so that we create immediately a graphical things for the teachers and also for the principals. So here we used also a data studio, you see, an interactive data studio, so that we could see summaries of all the the measure items that we did, class by class. So we have very good view on processes, and so that everyone which is around the system, that they can handle and that they can go on to make things better. Last thing for today, we have only 20 minutes. We have also incorporated a technical system where they can put in things that they see. For example, a teacher is to open. Yes, so they can use the QR, and then they can put in the problem, and so that they can follow up the technical issues, but it's not working for the moment. Internet broke, I guess. Okay. I will share it into the chat, the presentation, so that you can maybe use it afterwards. Maybe I started with that, but here you are.
Thank you very much for that session.
Thank you, Andy.
Really interesting to see what it's like with that data all linked. Really nicely presented. I will just stop the recording.